Hello and good morning. Welcome to Ice Cream Uploads here for Friday the 28th of February. Happy Ice Cream Invitational Day. Yeah. Speaking of Ice Cream Invitational, mate, how prepared are you feeling about it?
You know what, actually, I put a bit of practice in. So I had a couple of days off Monday and Tuesday, not for this reason.
Get sinking the hours in.
Yeah. But, you know, I basically sunk in 20 hours solid. No, but yeah, I played a little bit of PES Online and stuff, and then me and Jack played it again yesterday lunchtime, trying to get our formations right and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I feel quietly confident within the... I mean, like, obviously we're playing against some really good people, right? So it's one thing me being able to say beat Jack, who actually is part of my team anyway, so I don't know if that's a good thing or not. But another one to try and like beat like Pirate and whoever, like all these like very talented PES players. So I don't know.
Well, this show will kick off at 6 PM tonight, with the first kick-off being taking place at 6:30. So do feel free to join us for that. We will remind you obviously before this finishes today. So we'll just give you another heads up. But we have got a Twitter thread knocking about. So if you do go to our socials at Ice Cream Uploads, we will have, or already currently have, a thread of all the players that are participating, the prizes which may be involved for the winners. Well, which they will be involved for the winners. But we do have stuff to give away during the stream as well. So do feel free to join us from 6 PM tonight as we look to kick off the Ice Cream Invitational. Joining us in the chat today is King Comic. Thank you very much for the host today, kind sir. He's put good morning to you. How cold is it today? Baltic. That's why I've still got me out on, because it's freezing in here. Anyone know what time the European draw is today? I have absolutely no idea.
Nope. Same.
Pass. City aren't going to be involved in it next year, and we are taking a very slim lead to the Etihad. So the likelihood is we're going to get knocked out, and then I won't give a shit about the Champions League for the next 2 years. So
I don't know. I think you'll do it this time round.
Well, you know what? I'd absolutely love it if we won the Champions League this year. We just had the trophy in the cabinet for a year, knowing full well we can't compete.
I know, yeah. Just you know you're going to give it away. It's fact. So.
But yes, this is The Scoop. It is the UK's premium #1 video game podcast. Self-proclaimed, that is. Do not hold us to that. But who is anyone else to judge about if this is the #1 podcast, mate?
Yeah, I mean, it's a subjective statement, and our subjective opinion is it is #1. Yeah, so there you go.
Confirmed by absolutely no one bar ourselves. But yes, it is the video game podcast for the UK. We go live every single weekday from 10 AM, and we talk about the video game news that we think that you want to know about with our thoughts and opinions. If you have thoughts and opinions, you can air them if you are watching this live in the Twitch chat. All you need to do is just say your thoughts. We will read them out, providing that it adheres to the Twitch's terms of service. You can pretty much say what you want. I just probably won't read it out, or you'll get banned if you are being a cock. It's as simple as
exactly,
that.
Yeah.
Judge, jury and executioner. But we have got a few news stories today. A lot of them are probably repetitive ones, because this thing keeps on escalating more and more. So yeah, it is going to be a quick one today, because I don't know if anybody's seen on Twitter this morning, I posted a few behind the scenes shots of what the studio's looking like. I still have a shit ton of work to be able to do in here. So yeah, well, let's crack on with the first news story. But before that, I've just seen Asim say 12 PM. So that looks like that is what is the European draw is taking place at. City look a good team though, to be honest. Yes, we do, but we have a really bad habit of not turning up when it matters. So we'll see where that goes on with that. Anyway, getting into the first news story for today. Hopefully this will work. Yes, I've tweaked a lot of things in here, so hopefully the mics are on for a start, so that'll be great. GDC moving forward as planned, as Epic, Microsoft and others pull out over the coronavirus concerns. This is on The Verge and written by Farokhmanesh?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, we'll just go with your Twitter tag, which is Megan Nicolette. It's probably a lot easier to be able to say, so thank you very much, Megan. The article starts with, the annual Game Developers Conference will be moving forward as planned in San Francisco next month, despite concerns over international coronavirus outbreaks. Our spokesperson told The Verge that the California Department of Public Health and the San Francisco Department of Public Health and the San Francisco Travel Association continue to support the covering of public events. The new coronavirus was the old one, had an unexpected impact on the gaming industry from delays to game league cancellations. Developers have pulled out of the annual events like PAX East, citing health concerns. In the weeks leading up to March's annual Game Developer Conference in San Francisco, companies like Sony, Electronic Arts, EA for those of you that are in the know, Facebook and Kojima Productions have recently announced that they'll be skipping the event. Today, companies have begun to pull out of more rapidly, including two of the industry's biggest game engines. Unity, the company behind the most popular game engines in the world, says it's cancelling GDC-related activities and advising employees not to travel to the event. We take our employees' well-being very seriously, Unity said in a statement. We do not want any Unity employee or partner to compromise their health and safety unnecessarily. Epic followed suit on Twitter. Here at Epic, we were excited about participating in GDC 2020, the company said. Regrettably, uncertainty around health concerns has made it unviable to send our employees, and so we have made the difficult decision to withdraw attendance. Microsoft's GameStack team announced it would also withdraw from the event, citing an abundance of caution after reviewing guidance from the health authorities. The health and safety of players, developers, employees, and our partners around the world is our top priority. Now, I could pretty much go on with the rest of this article, but it's just the same stuff. It's saying the same stuff that we've been covering all week. So it's more and more companies, people, employees, press, game developer engineers, they're all pulling out of the event. Do you think that this event? I seen on this morning that Jason Schreier yesterday is also not going to the event, and he reckons that this event will be cancelled by the end of today. So, What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's increasingly looking pointless. I don't know. Is GDC? Is that a public sort of event?
GDC, yes. So you can go to it.
But even so, I can kind of imagine, like, if half of the people who are like showcasing stuff or whatever, doing talks or whatever they're doing, aren't going, then it kind of is a little point. And I think a lot of the members of the public will think there's not that much point going because A, because of that, and B, because I'm sort of being advised not to, like, on a sort of general level. Yeah, I can't really, but I understand from the organisers' point of view, they'll have obviously put in a lot of work, as they always will ahead of these things, and they'll be like trying their very best to not shut it down. But yeah,
it's going to get to a point where the well-being, they've mentioned it in regards to the people who are working there, their health is pivotal. Obviously, like, you don't want your staff to catch the virus, essentially. Not only will it be bad for their health, as we've seen globally, around 2,500 people have unfortunately passed due to this virus, but in terms of their reputation as a company, if you're sending your staff to a place like this and they end up contracting the virus, then your reputation as an employer pretty much goes down the plug hole. Bad press all around. It's probably not worth your time as a video games company or someone in the press to be able to go and potentially end up catching this virus. So I do genuinely think by today this conference will no longer go ahead. I don't see the point in them putting the event on in terms of available things to do there.
No, yeah, precisely. Yeah, that's what I think as well. There's just it'd be like an empty hall. You'd arrive and it'd just be like just someone sweeping the floor.
I'm waiting to see what the PAX East is currently going on as we speak. I'm waiting. I didn't do that much research this morning because, again, I've been currently building this studio out, so hence why there's not that many news articles that we're going through today. But my immediate thing this morning, in fact, let me bring the front cam in. I will check on Twitter now to see if anybody's uploaded any pictures or videos from the PAX East event now, because I had a bad feeling that it was going to be quite haunting to be able to walk around and not see any booths knocking about due to people obviously not going. So 1 second, let me just see if I can do some on the fly Oh shit! Sorry, I seen this yesterday. This is amazing. Have you seen the animal?
Yes.
It got posted in the Slack.
Yeah, I posted it.
The Animal Crossing booth looks insane.
It's so good.
If I can find it quickly. Okay, that's a little different. Okay, so it looks like there's still obviously a lot going on. The Animal Crossing booth looked amazing. So there's still quite a lot of people there.
Yeah, Nintendo said they're still going to be there in other words then, aren't they? So
yeah.
There's a few big names still, but...
Okay, so I found this on Twitter. There's a few pictures that are coming through.
We're not going to show you one of them.
Yeah. So there's this gentleman has very kindly been posting some pictures out. So it still looks like there's quite a few people there. There's a lot of stands, people not giving a shit. They want to play them games, but I need to try and find the Animal Crossing booth because it was probably one of my favourite looking booths that I've ever seen. Animal Crossing, diddle-diddle-doo. If I can find it, I mean, it probably would have been easier for me to just go into Slack and have a look at it there.
Yeah, I don't know. You might be best doing that.
Yeah, let's do that. I apologise for all you audio listeners.
This is edge of seat stuff as you're on your train journey or whatever.
Well, we do everything live, so there is obviously going to be instances where things start to fuck up. I can't remember where it got posted.
Was it
social?
Random?
It could have been random, actually.
I'll read King Comics' comment as well. I've heard PS5 is going to be slowed down due to the virus.
Yes, I heard that too.
That'd be shit, wouldn't it? Yeah.
I heard that too, but the thing is, most of the consoles do get made over there anyway, so PlayStation will not be the only people that are being hindered by this. Here we go. Found you. Thank you very much, Katie. Game Frame. So for all you people that are able to watch this live or watch this on demand, have a look at this booth. It is amazing. Like, the love that's gone into creating this is insane.
The trees are so good. Little apple tree.
So obviously there's still some Amazon boxes, things are getting unpacked as they go along. But
it already looks good though.
Exactly. But it is absolutely glorious. So obviously PAX East is still going live. There's still quite a lot of people there by the looks of it. So good luck to everyone that's still there. Stay safe. Make sure that you wash your hands constantly. I don't know why you're probably going to listen to saying, actually, I do need to go and wash my hands. You know what I mean? Bibby's just said so.
Bibby told me.
I do think GDC probably will be cancelled by the end of today. I don't think they've got much going on there in terms of developers and publishers, whoever the big guns may be there, taking place. I also seen something today, thanks to Connor. This is possibly one of the most heartbreaking things that I've ever seen. I'm tacking it onto the end of this purely because the reason why this isn't going ahead is due to the coronavirus. So, all joking aside, let's do this. All joking aside, the IEM Katowice having to be played out with crowd attendance sucks for everyone who travelled. It's for people like the Redditor that I feel sorry for. So, there is a competition going so far with the CSGO. It looks like it's been cancelled. This particular gentleman has spent probably all of his life savings to be able to go to a LAN event, to be told that when he's got there that he's no longer going to be allowed in due to the coronavirus. So finally made it after years of dreaming. I'm 130 metres away from Spodek. Boom, coronavirus, you'll be dodging zombies on the way to the arena. Damn, it got real quick. Outrageous, people are blowing this so far out of proportion. I don't know, it's unfortunate, but safety, it should be first. And there's a picture of him with his CSGO tattoo looking at the building where it's going to be taking place. But unfortunately, this gentleman will not be allowed in to watch his first event after spending all of his life savings, apparently, to go and watch this.
That is heartbreaking, isn't it? Yeah.
There has been echoes around, and now this is second-hand information from Connor, so if he is in the chat, then do feel free to jump in and help me out with this. But he mentioned something about this particular gentleman, obviously spending all his life savings to get there. This has gone viral, and there has been players for the teams that was meant to be competing, people who are in the marketing department, people who help behind the scenes, have apparently put forward for him to be a VIP in the next show when it eventually happens, so that he can take part, so he can turn up. He doesn't have to spend his life savings again, so he'll be put up in a hotel. He'll be able to go as a VIP or press to be able to get back into the event again when he goes forward.
Yeah,
which is nice. But I imagine most people probably will be begging against, if this gentleman in particular gets something, they will also feel burnt and try to get the same thing too, because that's the human race.
of course.
I just seen Summit tweet on it. Dams feels bad, man. Even the tattoo dedication. So yeah, it looks like there's more events being cancelled due to this pandemic. It turns out to be.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Mrs. Bibby is still in Tenerife, so hopefully she'll get back in one piece on Wednesday. The hotel, which has been locked down, is literally down the road from where she is. So,
oh no!
She was out on the piss last night. She didn't look affected by anything. I imagine if the virus got anywhere close to the amount of alcohol that she's consumed, her breath with pink gin must be beating any kind of virus away.
Can well imagine. I don't know whether that area is particularly worse off than here or anything. Is it? I don't know.
Well, I seen yesterday on Twitter that Canary Wharf had been blocked off because somebody down there had coronavirus.
Oh, right.
I don't know whether or not that was legitimate. Like, it's quite easy to make a news article these days. You just go onto a website, press F12 and change the elements. So you can pretty much write whatever you want and make it look legit. So we'll be able to see, hopefully this blows over sometime soon, because it's starting to affect everything.
Yes.
Booth looks smart. Looks well smart, as if in your game. Yes. Did you hear about Dele Alli? He got a game banned for his video. It's bullshit. That it's just double standards of the footballing board. He should have potentially got more, but we'll see. It'll be nice if he gets VIP touch. Yeah, I agree.
Sweet.
That was a very brief news article, mate. Things that you love to see.
It's all right, isn't it? We've got to plod on in the name of the Invitational.
Absolutely. So, do you want to take the next one?
I will. Yes. Apologies if I cough.
Don't worry about it. This water's so cold that, when you drink something so cold, you can feel how cold it is. It goes right through your body. Like Jesus Christ.
So I've got an article from VG247 here.
Is that the one I've got?
Yes,
it is. Awesome.
Is this the Modern Warfare Battle Royale release date? Asks Emily. Gera.
We say Gera.
Gera.
But that could be completely wrong.
Yeah, let's go with that. Apologies if I butchered your name, Emily. So, a blank map found in Call of Duty Modern Warfare's new Bazaar map may be teasing the release date for the new Modern Warfare Battle Royale game. Spotted by the Twitter account Battle Royale COD, a blacked out map can be found on a board in the game above what appears to be a date, which is the 3rd of the 3rd. On the new Bazaar map, this is a tweet now from Call of Duty Warzone News. On the new Bazaar map, there seems to be a blank map with the date 3-3 featured underneath. Monocle emoji.
Yeah.
Could this be a hint at the Call of Duty Warzone release date? It asks, teasingly. As we reported last week, Call of Duty Warzone is an upcoming standalone battle royale slated to hit next month. It's been thought that the free-to-play game could see a release of March the 10th, but it seems it could be even sooner than that. The Battle Royale mode was initially teased in the official trailer for Season 2, which mentions the use of gas and offered a glimpse of the new game. The Modern Warfare Battle Royale map was later leaked and is twice as big as the Blackout map for Black Ops 4. Additional information of the game has also been data mined by users. According to one data mine post by leaker Senescalo on Reddit, the rather large Battle Royale map contains 15 zones and 6 points of interest. Warzone will pit 200 players against one another as they scour the map looking for gear. It's rumoured the mode is in development at Raven Software, which has worked on every Call of Duty title in recent years. As we wait for more details, have a look at everything we know about Call of Duty Warzone so far. Link. Yeah, that's it.
I'm sure we've covered this so many times on this before, but I did not know that it was going to be free to play.
No, I feel like we've posed that as an idea, not knowing that it was actually going to be the thing.
I feel like a bit of a div now, because if that has always been there from the get-go, and we're thinking we're coming across these great marketing ideas, and then realise that it is actually going to be a free-to-play game in the first place. Did anybody else who's in the chat know that this was going to be a free-to-play game? Because I feel like this should have been made a bit more of a bigger news article.
I know, yeah.
Like, as the world just passed us by at this, because like I said, we come across some great marketing ideas and then realise that we're basically just repeating your marketing ideas already. So that's a bit of a daft one.
Maybe what's happened is it wasn't going to be free. Then they saw the scoop and then thought, tell you what, they're onto something there. We're just going to pretend that this was always our idea, not make a big deal of it. Just like, oh yeah, you know, the free to play Call of Duty, and that's the way they've gone with it.
Because surely, as we're reading these articles when we've been talking about this Call of Duty Battle Royale, we would have realised as we're reading that it was free to play, not just completely read all the article, not take any of it in, and then just start splitting logic. I don't know. King Comet says that he thought it was free, to be honest. So yeah, I think the world's just passed us by on this one, mate.
Clearly,
it's a shame.
Well,
however, your marketing idea is fantastic. You didn't hear it from us. This is probably going to be the one that's probably going to make you the most money, because you're going to put a nice little season pass in there. You're going to put a few little skins that you could potentially pick up.
Yeah.
Everything that you could possibly need, absolutely not copying the Fortnite formula at all.
I mean, we're definitely not saying it's just because it worked very, very, very well for Fortnite. This is a very unique idea that we've come up with, and I'm just glad that we're on the same wavelength as these guys.
Should we be game developer advisors?
Yeah,
I think we pretty much should at this point.
I suppose we pretty much are, actually, but yeah.
Fatman Dave confirms. He said it's never been in the articles that I've heard you cover since I've been watching, and you've pretty much been here for every single show that we put out live. So where are we getting these articles from? I've been completely missing this altogether. Or they've listened to us. Emily's been watching our show, and she's exactly taken our idea. I think that's exactly what's happening. Yeah. Thank you very much, Emily. A name drop next time would probably benefit our channel quite a lot. So if you can do that,
yeah, we always name drop you. So
exactly,
we'll try. Maybe it's the butchered name.
But these scoop guys aren't having any of our articles going forward. But yeah, I mean, I am looking forward to it. I do love a good battle royale. I'm not going to lie. We've mentioned it quite a few times before. We've got a PUBG guy. We've got not a Fortnite guy, myself and Graham, because we're shit at it. Jack did used to stream Fortnite quite a lot on this channel. Yeah. So we have got. I mean, Radical Heights, the best battle royale that I've ever played, hands down. It only lasted oh god. Okay, so we've got something that's popped up on the screen here. How do I get this? Graham, can you slack me that, please? Because we're on two different PCs here.
Oh, you might be able to get it. You got a mouse there.
Can someone do Apex? Now, Apex, I've played it a few times. I am shit at it. There's just something about it. The controls are good. I just seem to be a hella shit at it.
I haven't given it much of a try. I think I played it once. Literally, maybe twice at my mate's house. But to be fair, I was going in expecting to be shit at it because it was the first time I played it. So I didn't do very well on it.
I'm just going to go onto Twitter and find that tweet, because we know who the person is. It's a friend of the show, Mr. John Bibby. No, he's not my dad.
We don't think.
I don't think, yeah. Okay. Is it the Comic-Con one? I think this could be it. What does it end in? 5-6? No.
Yep.
4.
Oh, right, sorry.
1, 2, 3, 3, 3. Ends in 5, 6. 2, 4, 5. No, that doesn't look like it's the same tweet.
1, 4, 5, isn't it?
I don't know which tweet it is that. Oh, okay. This is the one, I think.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it's
oh, Jordan. Okay, so anyone who was listening to the show yesterday will know that Jordan had a bit of a mare as he was in the chat. So a friend of the show has obviously been listening away from the stream, and he has picked up. He sent a tweet to @Ice Cream Uploads, @Graham Day, @We've Got a Beanie, driving down the M6, catching up with yesterday's scoop, and just had to stop and smash a pasty steak beef. Oh my god!
I've missed the context on this one because I didn't hear this bit.
So Jordan was in the stream yesterday, and I don't know what he was doing on his phone, or whatever he was typing out. But yesterday he had an absolute mess. So
right.
It wasn't a steak. It wasn't a pasty steak bake. It was a pasty steak beak. And he just kept on. He said he was just smashing him. So obviously, me and Graham was in absolute hysterics. John's picked up on that. Took a picture outside Greg's and just copied what he said. GG, Mr. John Bibby, thank you very much. You've definitely brightened up our mornings with that one. After I eventually found the tweet. But yes, lost my train of thought now. Modern Warfare, yeah, you're very welcome in taking this as a free-to-play idea. You definitely heard this first on the scoop, and just unfortunately no one's given us the credit that we deserve for being the UK's #1 premium video game podcast.
Exactly, yeah, which is a shame, but it's fine. We'll be the humble heroes we are, and just let Call of Duty soak up the money. But will you be picking it up? Will you be trying it?
Absolutely, if it is. I have a very long list of games that I need to either complete, in the middle of, or are waiting to come out. So, and I always like a game that I can just pick up in between. So, like at the moment, that seems to be FIFA. So, when I'm playing through something else, I think I need a 20 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Like a little. Change the palette.
Exactly, I know what you mean.
Cleanse the palette. So FIFA at the moment is that. If I can get into Battle Royale games again, I mean, I streamed Fortnite for 4 hours yesterday because the servers got taken down by EA, so I couldn't play any FIFA. That was my intention to do so. So streamed Fortnite for just under 4 hours. Ended up getting quite a lot of people in the chat, which is I'm very grateful for everyone that hosted me while I was playing that yesterday. So yeah, I definitely will be. I did really enjoy the Black Ops 4 Battle Royale, if I'm being honest. It was the shooting mechanics in Call of Duty I do like quite a lot. So the map was awesome. Going to the asylum on that was great. Very eerie. So yeah, I definitely will be giving this. It's free to play. Why the hell not? I'll give any game a go once. If it's shit, more than often than not, I'll continue to play it until I've completed it. So I'm known for playing very shit games.
No, exactly. I mean,
what about you?
Because it's free, yeah, probably. I mean, it with these kind of games, I'm not normally a sheep, right? But with certain things, I mean, if it's doing well, then I will check it out.
Yeah.
And with something like this, it will kind of come down to like if it just passes people by, or if I hear people say, "Oh yeah, it's not that good" or whatever, I probably won't. But if it's blowing up, then I'll be probably joining in on lunchtime or whatever, and, you know. So it'll just be one of them, I think, for me. But the fact it's free means it's infinitely more likely I will try it because that's the kind of person I am.
Well, the thing is, for me, if I see a trailer of something and I have half an idea that I'm going to like it, I'll definitely try it.
Yeah.
And like last year was probably the best year for me personally, as an avid gamer, or being around the industry, or just being part of a particular community for so long, that I got to go to the likes of Gamescom and go to EGX to be able to try out a load of games that I would probably never have the time or the chance to be able to try out. There was one game in particular called The Angry Video Game Nerd Strikes Back or something like that. Have you heard of The Angry Video Game Nerd?
That rings a bell.
He's like a massive YouTuber. He's been going for like 15 years. And he does exactly what it says on the tin. He's just an angry video gamer. He just goes back through all the NES games, SNES, Genesis, or whatever it was, whatever he's reviewing, and just basically rips the shit out of it. But someone made a 2D side-scrolling game of him, and I got to try it out, and it was the most frustrating game. You ever played Super Meat Boy?
Yes.
Where you're just inevitably gonna die. You'll die 50 million times to clear the level.
Yeah.
That's essentially what it was like.
Okay.
Albeit it was a platforming 2D shoot 'em up game at the same time, so it had everything of a Contra game.
Okay.
Just in a Super Meat Boy world where everything will just kill you. You'll have to repeat the level so many times to learn the patterns of the enemies.
What was that game called again?
It was The Angry Video Game Nerd something.
Because I feel I've seen a game that's like a bit like top-down shootery, very, very difficult one-shot dead instantly sort of thing, recently on Twitch, and I really like the look of it. But it's probably a different game actually, because what you're on about might have been a while ago, whereas I think this was a new game.
This was it. The Angry Video Game Nerd.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's different.
So again, you're probably not going to get any sound because I definitely will get a copyright strike, but for those of you that are in the chat, you'll be able to see it. This is an absolute throwback to people who do enjoy a good 2D side-scrolling game. I love these type of games.
I
it's
like
just
2D side-scrollers.
It's just so like that looks like this fucking Marble. The Marble, not Marble Hill Zone. What is it called? Sonic. Is it just called the Marble Zone?
Yeah, just like the second one, like the first
second
Sonic.
level, the first game where you just go down and you get the things, the spike things that just drop down.
It is a bit like that.
But yeah, it's a brilliant game, just hella frustrating if you've never played these type of games before. Like they're cock rockets flying about. But I didn't realise that this game came out years and years ago, and it was being confirmed for Switch, so you get to play the first and second one. The one that I played was a demo. Not sure. In fact, this was the level that I played, and I died so many times playing that level. But yeah, if you like these type of games, Angry Video Game Nerd Adventures, right? Okay. This is 2013, so it's that long of a game, long ago. We'll
cool,
definitely play that type of game if you do like 2D side scrollers. They are fantastic. Phantom finally fixed everything. Thank fuck for that. Emerald Hill, is that the one?
Well, that was the first level of the second Sonic, wasn't it? Sonic 2's first level, which is a level, but I don't think it was the one you meant.
Marble Zone Sonic.
The Marble Zone's the one that's got a bit of fire and stuff in, lava and...
Oh god, Sonic the Hedgehog, by far one of the best games ever made, and that should never be understated.
I'm like a massive Sonic. I am, but I was like as a kid, you know, like I played them religiously.
This is it, Marble Hill Zone. Oh, the music is just phenomenal, though, isn't it? Like this is the level that I was talking about, and why the video is just not playing.
Just have to imagine motion at this point. Imagine Sonic running very fast, except actually, you know, he doesn't in this level because...
Oh, I think it's the music. Yeah, Zone music played for 10 hours. Jesus Christ, Fenton.
10 hours. I mean, the music's good, but I don't know if it's 10 hours.
Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Here we go. Someone's actually playing the game. Boom. I mean, can everyone hear that?
Tune.
It is a banger, isn't it?
Yeah.
But this is the level I was talking about. You get the things dropping down. He's going to go underneath in a sec. So this is what you are joining the scoot for, isn't it? To watch us watch somebody else play Sonic and listen to the tune.
Exactly.
Sonic is the goal, exactly. Oh mate, your band needs to cover this song in your next game.
Yeah. I'd love to just do all the Sonic songs.
Oh god, I fucking love Sonic, man. That was definitely worth it. Right, so we've got we've got 2 more articles left.
Right.
For today. This is probably one that would have been fantastic for Graham. Rest in peace, Graham. But we'll bring it on screen anyway and we'll cover it. PUBG apologises for performance issues, says that it's been hit by DDoS attacks. We're sorry they persisted for so long. Interesting. The title, I didn't hear that this was the case. They never put any kind of community post out to say that they are not under attack, because obviously you don't want to show your hand when shit's like this happening. You usually say our servers are currently experiencing problems. That would have been the easy way to go about it, rather than leaving your players in limbo. But we'll go into the article anyway, but written by Emma Kent over at Eurogamer. If you've been briefly stuck in your head into the PUBG subreddit in recent weeks, you'll have noticed things have taken something of a downturn for the PC version. Since Season 6 began, multiple new bugs have been spotted. Players have reported severe increase in performance issues, particularly FPS drops. One of PUBG's prominent streamers announced that he will be taking a break as a result of the continuing problem. I'm sure that was Choco Taco. I think Graham was mentioning it. One of the biggest complaints was perceived in silence from PUBG Corp on the issue, but the company has finally responded, and an official dev letter has been published to address the community's concerns. This is a quote from the article. From the post. We know the last few months have been some ongoing issues impacting gameplay and wanted to take a moment to address everything, the letter reads on PUBG's Steam page. We know the below issues have been extremely frustrating to deal with, and we're sorry that we've persisted for so long. On Cheaters, the PUBG Corp said that it's attempting to find new solutions and will update players with this roadmap post in early March, which is... We've got one more day of February, haven't we? Because it's a leap year.
Yes.
So we should expect it early next week, I imagine.
Yeah, guess so.
The developer also confirmed player reports of increased FPS shots, stuttering and crashes since the January update, and explained that these are taking a while to fix because they're issues impacting specific hardware that often occur in situations which are difficult to reproduce. The dev team is conducting further tests to solve these, and the performance issues are a top priority. Not all the problems have stemmed from the game itself though. However, as PUBG Corp said that the servers have been increasingly been subject to external DDoS attacks, distributed denial of service, basically overwhelming the services with a flood of internet traffic for those of you that aren't aware of what a DDoS is. These have caused connection issues such as network delays and significant ping increases. And severe packet loss. Last November, the intensity of the attacks increased to a level which we hadn't experienced before, which increased again in February. PUBG Corp explained, our dev team has been increasing our DDoS defense solutions, working with various server infrastructure providers and analysing their effectiveness in order to protect our game servers and provide a more stable service. At the same time, we're working with our own defense system specifically designed to protect PUBG's game servers. DDoS servers attacks are a serious crime, and we'll be gathering all the information that we can to take legal action against the perpetrators. Apparently, these efforts have been so far reduced the impact of the DDoS attacks by 85%, but there is still more work to be done, and PUBG says it will continue to battle the attacks. Along with these two major areas, the post explains that the problems with matchmaking in the new team deathmatch mode are now mostly resolved via a hotfix, and that the team is working on a more permanent solution. Custom match presets, meanwhile, have been disabled until a fix can be rolled out. In closing, PUBG Corp pledged it would be more transparent with what's working on over the coming year and will continue to work with the other high priority issues affecting the gameplay. Now, I'm not going to continue to read it because, do you know what I mean? That's it.
Exactly.
We know the top line, what's going on.
Yeah, so I wonder what makes people do this to PUBG and not other games. You know, like, is it that there's a particular loophole, particularly easy to sort of do these DDoS attacks to? Did it say?
It didn't. No, it didn't. I mean, it could have continued in here, but I mean, we're not going to know that these DDoS attacks were taking place. Usually, now I am not an engineer by any stretch of the imagination, but usually when a DDoS attack hits your server, your game comes down. It doesn't stop the game from. It doesn't affect your. It doesn't just drop frames; it drops the server, kind of thing.
Okay.
So it doesn't hinder the performance; it brings the performance down altogether.
Yeah.
That is my experience in playing games that have been hitting a DDoS. We've seen it in a large scale when Sony got hit with a DDoS in Christmas.
Right.
I want to say 2015. It got taken down, and Xbox did as well. It got taken down over the Christmas period for around about a week. So the server came down completely. Rather than it being said that a DDoS attack has hindered performances, I genuinely, I think that's an off-the-cuff comment to try and shield them from any potential. Oh, they've been hit by a DDoS attack. It's okay. Rather than your server's a shit, mate. It needs maintenance.
I see. Yeah, I know what you mean. Because so in a way, it's like covering themselves. But I suppose it still looks pretty bad if you're. Because, like, you know, I'm sure that plenty of people have tried using those attacks on Fortnite or whatever, but they're probably better protected against them. So it still shows a vulnerability, doesn't it? Yeah.
I fully understand to a degree that they wouldn't come out and say we're at. That they're being attacked. Usually, and using last night as an example, I mentioned it earlier that I wanted to play FIFA last night, but the servers were being attacked. The whole thing collapsed. They couldn't use it. You couldn't log into EA at all in any game. Apex, Battlefield, Battlefront, or FIFA. You couldn't play in any of them last night. I'm not sure whether or not they're still back up again this morning. You could do your SBCs if you wanted to, but without gameplay, I'm like, that's the only reason I want to play FIFA. Do you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
So they got hit with that yesterday. Got overwhelmed. The whole thing came down. With this, they tweeted out. I want to say in at least a half an hour gap, not months later. Like we're nearly in March, and this has been going on since January. Within a half an hour gap, they tweeted out to say that their servers were experiencing problems. They wouldn't say what the problems were. It was only that particular group, the Lizard Squad, who came out and said that they have attacked FIFA.
Right.
The EA servers to take it down altogether. So they've taken responsibility for that, but I don't think EA would have ever mentioned until after the fact that they were being attacked by a particular DDoS attack. Which I fully understand. You don't want your servers to be taken down. I fully understand that. That's not a problem whatsoever. Yeah. But them leaving these players in limbo like Graham for nearly 3 months, a person who loads this game up as soon as he gets home from work and will continue to play it for 2 or 3 hours after the fact, that's not great community service by any standard.
There has to be some. They have to acknowledge it in some way.
Yeah,
even
definitely.
if they don't say out and out exactly what it is or whatever. Yeah, agree.
Awesome. So, yeah, it's pretty much they're trying to sort it out. We'll see where this lands in the near future. I'm not holding my breath, as Phantom mentioned there. Always excuses from them, though. He obviously played that game quite a lot. He knows his way around it, and it's sometimes the excuses are kind of transparent, and I am in agreement with this. I'm not going to sit on the fence. I agree that it is a little bit transparent with the excuses. I feel like they could have. It should not take any community 3 months to get an answer from someone in regards to stuff like this. If it's causing issues, fair enough, dabble around the point.
Yeah.
But at least give information to say we're experiencing problems rather than dancing around it. I think that'll probably be the best for everyone involved.
I think the fact that they're no stranger to technical problems, it's you give them the benefit of the doubt if it happens in isolation or whatever, but it's continual, isn't it, with one thing or another, so...
Firefly Media, good morning. You had a chance to try the Hunt Showdown BR yet? Unfortunately not, no. I haven't had much time to do anything, as you may have heard us at the beginning of the podcast, if you was here for that. For the last, I'd say, month or so, maybe even more, in any spare time I've either been tweaking stuff for the Ice Cream Uploads, which is taking place today, or I've been streaming this show, or when I go home I'm streaming FIFA or PES or something else. I haven't actually had a chance. I've got Jedi Fallen Order that I'm still in the same position as I was last week, so I have a long list of games to come out, or that I'm currently playing through. The next big game that I will be playing, though, will more than likely be Resident Evil 3 when that drops next month. Cool. I say next month, it's April 3rd.
And I presume that you'll be day one purchase sort of person.
Oh, mate, yeah, definitely. I mean, I had every single intention of streaming this game all day in the day that it comes out, so that could still be the case. Obviously, keep it locked onto the Ice Cream Uploads Twitters, on social media platforms, and myself, obviously, because I need to pimp myself out at some point. D-Mac, good morning, guys. Morning to you, sir. Thank you very much for the host. Very much appreciate that. We have got one more news story for you today. It is quite a doozy, if I'm being honest, considering what's just happened with them. Would you like to take this one?
I will take this one.
Perfecto.
This is on Polygon by Michael McWhertor.
Yes.
McWhertor. PlatinumGames opens new studio to create live service games for consoles. New Tokyo team to expand into new genres and styles of play. Bayonetta and Nier Automata, even though I've got the game, I can't pronounce it, developer PlatinumGames is growing. The developer announced on Thursday it has opened a new studio based in Tokyo. Platinum is headquartered in Osaka. That will develop live service games for consoles, a brand new endeavour for the company known best for its single-player action games. PlatinumGames has experimented with live service, or live ops games in the past, but primarily on mobile platforms. The studio worked on 2 titles, Lost Order for Granblue publisher Cygames, and World of Demons for Dina, that followed the live service model, but both appear to have been cancelled. Executive Vice President and Studio Head at Tsushi Inaba calls Platinum's Tokyo expansion a step towards a new challenge for us. So far, the name PlatinumGames has been nearly synonymous with single-player action games, Inaba said on the PlatinumGames website. But going forward, we're looking to expand into new genres and styles of play. One of these new challenges for us is console live ops games development. These aren't games we'd work on until they were done, and that's all. Rather, we'd continue working on them to provide new content long after release. We want to explore this ongoing development pattern in the home console space. Our new Tokyo office will play a major role as we expand into live ops game development. The starting core members of our future live ops teams who will be working there are already a part of PlatinumGames. In Platinum's announcement, the studio profiles 4 staff members who will work at the Tokyo division. Matori. I'm not going to read all that. Going to move on to the next one. Platinum has already achieved a supportive fan base making packaged console games, said Vegeta, who has more than 20 years of game development on console and mobile games. On live ops titles, finding following for the title is an important step, so Platinum definitely has an advantage here, and I believe this can also be a change to introduce a new wave of fans to PlatinumGames titles. It's exciting to think how we might be able to expand the playing field here. Having worked on both console and mobile, package and live ops has opened me up to understanding both sides of development. I hope to be able to blend these two mindsets together to create some truly amazing games. PlatinumGames' announcement follows two other major reveals from the studio, a new project from game director Hideki Kamiya called Project GG, and the Wonderful 101 Remastered, an updated version of the Wii U action game. The studio is also working on action games Bayonetta 3 for Nintendo and Babylon's Fall for Square Enix, and Sega recently re-released the original Bayonetta and Vanquish for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Yes. I'm pretty sure, if Asim's still here, I'm pretty sure at weekend he just finished replaying Vanquish and completed it. It does look like a good game. I've never played it. I played Bayonetta, but this is a discussion that I had with Graham about 2 weeks ago to say, do you think that live service games are going to be the future of video games? And I do genuinely feel that that is going to be the case when it comes down to creating a game. I understand that they want to roll out games every single year. It's because that's where the money is. If you're bringing out a Call of Duty game, you know full well that you're going to get a Call of Duty game every single year. Fair enough, it may be from a completely different studio, but you know you're going to get a Call of Duty game, you're going to get a Pro Evolution game, you're going to get a FIFA game. It's the same every single year with these kind of things. However, I put forward the facts that me personally, I would. I'd pay the buffer, so I'd pay the £20 upgrade or whatever it could be. But if, for instance, Call of Duty was to bring out Black Ops 5 next time, it's still 4, but just, I don't want to say reskin, but they've added more stuff to it, more new maps and things like that. Would you pay a buffer? Very much like World of Warcraft do. They've got the base game, you want the expansion pack, you pay £20 buffer, you get your level cap rises, new missions, new quests, things to do. But I personally feel like that should be the way forward for games, rather than squeezing out the 60 quid that you know you're guaranteed to get from certain franchises every time they bring one out. I'm fairly certain I'm going to be in the minority with saying things like that, not just because I want to look after my own pocket, but because I've invested my time into that game. I've got a stupid amount of hours put into that particular game. For instance, to pick a live service game, The Division. The original Division, I probably played it for like 150 hours. If the Division 2 was just tacked onto the Division 1 and I still had my original base character from that, but just a newer story, new missions, newer quests and stuff like that, I would have absolutely paid the £20 buffer or £25, whatever it be, rather than waiting for the game to drop down to £3.50 like I picked up with the second one, rather than paying the £60 when it first came out. So live service games for me, I would back that. Going forward, but I do believe, I do agree that smaller studios perhaps don't want to go down that route, because if that game sucks,
they're investing a lot of
Anthem, for instance. We had Anthem and No Man's Sky, both sucked major balls.
I think it depends on the game, but I mean, obviously the advantage of releasing a new game rather than an update is that you can really play around a lot more with improving graphics or gameplay in a more substantial way, perhaps, than if you were just like to add an update or whatever. But yeah, I do largely agree though with you. Like, it's like with things like FIFA and stuff like that. I mean, it's the kind of almost oversimplistic but common sense way of doing it, really, because they're selling pretty much the same game every year. I understand, by the way, that like they're making a lot of money, right? So like selling the game every year, and that's probably why this will never happen, because I still don't think they'll make as much money with a £20 upgrade, for example. But logically, like this, it makes sense. The gameplay's barely changing that much anymore. The graphics are barely changing. They're much smaller steps than they used to be. I could see it being like they still market it as being FIFA 21 or whatever, the next one, and say you still buy that, but actually what you're buying is a update to FIFA, just the core game FIFA or whatever.
Well, I think most EA games, especially the sporting side of things, I think they could probably get away with never putting a price tag on FIFA again and just living off the sheer money that they get. I mean, they absolutely would, not that they ever would do that, but the money that they make through packs and things like that, they could absolutely afford to not sell the game again and just have it as a free-to-play game.
Yeah, like maybe if they did it in such a way where obviously I think you'd still need to reset Ultimate Team in some way every now and again, or like a new season, Fortnite style or whatever, because otherwise you would just hit a bit of a roof where everyone's like, okay, I've got the best team now that I can pretty much get. Yeah, there might be certain campaigns every now and again where I can get an even better player, but it would get a bit ridiculous because eventually they'd have to make like a 120 rated Messi, 130 rated Messi, just keep going up. You know?
Well, I agree. They could reset it. Say the opening day of the new footballing calendar or something like that. The day that the Community Shield starts, that's usually the day that the footballing calendar begins, especially in England anyway. Yeah. So if they could reset it then, you could just crack on. Don't have a paywall for you to be able to get in and get online. Like I've recently just got into playing FIFA again online after taking, I'd probably say, about a 7-year break from Ultimate Team. I usually just buy FIFA to be able to play pro clubs, and Volta this year was the main reason I wanted to play FIFA. Finished the Volta campaign, it was amazing, I loved it. It's very generic storyline, but Volta itself, FIFA Street, love that shit. But I'm so far behind everybody else. I'm coming up against God squads every single time I go to Div Rivals now, and it's not heartbreaking for me because I know full well that I'm going into that game to lose, but I want to tick my objectives off. So one of them is to score a chip shot with Daniel James. I could get beat 8-1, but if I score that chip shot, I'm ticking it off. Exactly. Same with Fortnite. I buy the battle pass. I know I'm not going to win every single game. I've got a 1 in 100 chance of winning that game as a solo player, but I know that if I land in a certain place, I open a certain amount of things in that place. I'm ticking it off the checklist. I can move on to the next game, a happy camper.
Those extra bonuses
exactly
are really good.
So it just gives you something to be able to do. So I feel like a live service game, especially for this company that haven't really dabbled in it again, will give them, I mean, they've just got heavy investment. I'm sure they've just been taken over by another company, or they've been inherited by another company. So to add to their collection of games that may propel them to the next stage and become that, I don't want to say they're not a AAA developer now, but I just mean they're going to have a bigger back catalogue of games that people are more familiar with. That will only benefit them as a company, if they do it right, of course. Asim has mentioned saying, I did Vanquish as a banger, you'd love it, Bibby. I do. And from what you posted, it looks like a Bibby game all over, so I will at some point look to pick that one up. Iceman says, one of the fighters I used in Smash yesterday was Bayonetta. Yes, there's been, I mean, at this point, you probably don't even need to call it Super Smash Brothers. You just need to call it something like Super Fire Emblem Smash Brothers or something like that. Considering that it's 90% Fire Emblem characters.
Fire Emblem characters there are, yes.
Firefly says, CD Projekt Red said they will upgrade Cyberpunk for free on the new Xbox console if you get it on the current console. Yes, we actually did probably about 40-minute chat on this earlier on in the week. If you feel free to go back, I think it was like CD Projekt Red becomes a $50 million $50 million company in terms of sales for The Witcher, and also what potentially Cyberpunk's going to be. And Graham is Graham is very briefly entering the room, but yeah, if you want to go back and listen to our chat on that, then do feel free to do that. I think it was Tuesday's show, so I'm just giving the fees to somebody else. We are in the studio, but next door is a meeting room, so we get a lot of passers by. The rabble that's in the other room decides to.
They don't respect the show. That's
they don't respect the show.
You know, they'll just barge in. Even Graham, who does the show, doesn't respect it.
The UK's #1 video game podcast.
Exactly.
Don't respect it. But yeah, do feel free to go back and have a look at listen to that show, because we did put some interesting ideas forward for the way that the second richest in the company in Europe in terms of games. That's what we covered in there. I can't remember the point that I was making with that. Yeah, we went into discussion about it because I don't think it's as simple as they're just going to update it. What does the actual update mean when it comes to the new console? So me and Graham had quite a lengthy discussion on that, because we kind of drew out a tree of, okay, they're going to upgrade it, but what does that mean? Higher res, Does that mean that it's going to be the case for every single game from 5 years ago?
Right.
Are they going to honour that kind of thing? So yeah, do feel free to go back and have a listen to that. It was a great discussion because we don't tend to have shit ones on it. I have shit takes, but we have good discussions because we get the people in chat involved in that one too. EA prefers their live service game, which for me, as a live service game player mostly, is perfect. So yeah, I do think that's it for today's show. I told you it was only going to be a brief one. We only had 4 articles. We did do a bit of ad-libbing to be able to bulk them out quite a bit.
But you know, it's all because there's going to be extra special content
Absolutely.
going on. I don't know whether before we sort of sign off you want to do a final sort of push or reminder or whatever.
Absolutely. So as Luke very kindly went into, then we will be running the Ice Cream Uploads Invitational Triple Threat Uno 3. I don't know why I said Uno because that means 1, so that means 13.
1 3.
1 3. So this is our third Ice Cream Uploads Invitational, and because it's the third one, we thought we'd have a triple threat, which basically means that we will have 8 teams of 3 players. They will be going head to head in a group style format, which will then lead to some knockout games, some epic prizes being won, and in fact I've actually got one of the prizes down here. So for those of you that are watching on the video service,
I'll keep this up forever.
I've got him. So this is one of the prizes that have been donated to us very kindly by Nakon, one of our shows, one of our sponsors for the evening. You are going to, I took them out of the bag so I could show you, but you get an upside down Nakon goodie bag, which is right there. Nice little drawstring one. A Nakon Revolution Unlimited controller, which I believe is worth about £150. Now I know you're not going to be able to see the pad, so I'm going to walk to the camera. Oh
God.
I don't know whether or not you're going to be able to see that because of the glare. But yeah, the Nakon Revolution. Step back. There we go. Nakon Revolution Unlimited controller is an absolute beast. I haven't opened it yet. I haven't quite got hands on with it, but if you are familiar with these type of pro controllers, then you will absolutely want to get your hands on that, because if you are the winners, you get one of them. And also a Nakon notepad, which is actually really sturdy. It's a good little pad.
Yeah, I was saying to Jamie before, obviously when I win this, I'm gonna use the notepad to record all the scores that you know we've won with.
In fact, while I'm showing prizes, you do some filling.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll definitely be using this to be even better at PES. Obviously, I'll be good enough to win the competition, the tournament, but then I will go on to be the eFootball Pro champion with that. And then obviously carry both this delightful little PE bag. Basically, I could actually just use this as my gym kit sort of badge when I go to the gym. It's obviously after being.
This is some great efforts that you're doing right here.
Oh, cheers, baby. Yeah, I basically after I've played a game of PES with my pro controller, written down the scores, 10-1 or whatever it might be. No, I wouldn't be conceding 10-0. Then I'll go to the gym with this bag, let off a bit of steam, and you know that's the kind of macho lifestyle that I would lead.
Okay,
right.
So
building up.
Epic padding. So those of you that may have seen one of these before, the winners are going to get one of these. So it's a nice little box. You've probably seen this in my streams. But you get a ball, boom. You get a little stand to put the AstroTurf. Well, it's an AstroTurf, so you get that, so it doesn't wobble everywhere. You get a copy of the game too, which they would have already had because they are playing in the competition. And also, boom, bada boom, a jersey.
Oh yeah.
So that is for the winners. If you win, you get all of that, including the controllers. So Luke, do you want to give you this now?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously just to go through the motion of making people think they can win it and stuff is nice, isn't it? It's kind. So feel free to keep it in a box and then I'll take it a bit later.
Okay. So yes, that is the scoop for today. We've had 5 shows. It's been quite a stacked news week, to be perfectly honest. So very coronavirus heavy, but you know it's a worldwide pandemic at this point. So
exactly, it's spread everywhere. It's even spread onto the scoop.
So yes, we'll be back later on this evening in terms of the stream. If you are watching Ice Cream Uploads, if you are in the chat and you haven't followed us, then do feel free to hit that follow button. We'll very much appreciate it. But for all of you lot that haven't Sorry, for those of you that are looking forward to the stream tonight, we hope to see you there. We'll be back on the scoop on Monday at 10 AM as per, because that's our streaming slot. But have you got any final words, mate?
Not other than, you know, looking forward to winning all this stuff, and yeah, obviously everyone make sure that you're tuning into that. It's going to be a blast.
It is going to be a blast.
Yeah.
Just to confirm, we will be going live at 6 PM tonight, but the first kickoff will be at 6:30. So
Cool.
Until then, guys, there's only one thing that I need you guys to do, and that is what, Luke?
Well, it's to stay frosty.
Yes. See you soon, guys.